Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Shang. If you have not done so already, you can pause and subscribe to my channel now. Thanks in advance. After weeks of dynamic tracing and slice and grid testing, Shanghai failed to stem the surge of cases. It has finally been put into lockdown for the first time. Shanghai is the largest city in China with 26 million people. It accounts for about 4% of China's economic output. Shanghai is also the financial and commercial capital. To limit the economic damage, authorities have divided the city into two parts along the Huangpu River for a staggered two-phase lockdown. It is China's biggest coronavirus closure since the city of Wuhan was shuttered 2 years ago. Pudong, the eastern half of the city, went into lockdown on Monday. Residents are confined to their homes and all non-essential businesses and public transport suspended until Friday. Pudong includes Shanghai's financial and main commercial district, where some market professionals will be staying in their offices in COVID-proof bubbles so they can continue trading. Deliveries will have to be left at the checkpoints on the edge of shuttered neighborhoods. On Friday, Puxi, the western half of the city, will take its turn in lockdown while Pudong returns to normal. Tesla facility is located in Pudong and it is closed for the week. Tesla CEO Elon Musk tweeted that he'd once again tested positive for the virus, although he is experiencing few symptoms. How many gene changes before it's not COVID-19 anymore, he asked. On Sunday, Shanghai registered a new high of 3,500 positive tests, all but 50 of them asymptomatic, although even the asymptomatic are sent to quarantine centers. And many of those caught up in the system are questioning the wisdom of mixing thousands of people together where the virus can spread more easily. Some of those who are confined in the quarantine centers are not tested positive. Under China's zero-COVID strategy, aggressive city lockdowns have not been unusual, but closing down all of Shanghai at once was apparently not an option. Only 1 day ago, on Saturday, city authorities insisted there would be no need for a proper lockdown. However, Fan, a member of Shanghai's expert COVID team, said mass testing showed large-scale infections had forced their hand. News of the lockdown prompted a wave of panic buying in Shanghai, with residents stripping supermarket shelves of food and drink. China's inability to bring its largest outbreak under control so far has prompted online rumblings from frustrated citizens as questions about Beijing's zero-COVID strategy break into the mainstream for the first time. In Shanghai, social media complaints suggest that the system intended to ensure residents have what they need are failing, as lockdowns are extended without notice. One social media user wrote, "How can I buy groceries? I can't get medicine for my kids. How can we order this online when we cannot even get a hospital appointment?" This user said their Shanghai neighborhood had been closed for 15 days. Shanghai has struggled to control a surge in Omicron cases for almost a month. Cases are still low by Western standards, with 3,500 positive tests on Sunday. But that's a record number for the city, and China's locally developed vaccines have been less effective than those in the West. So the new wave has caused doubt on China's ability to prevent the variant from taking hold. The government said it was taking the drastic steps in Shanghai to detect infections and limit the spread as soon as possible. The Shanghai government has distributed rapid antigen test kits to households in low-risk areas, testing more than 14 million people as of Sunday. In a bid to relieve the pressure on hospitals, several indoor stadiums and exhibition centers in the city have been converted into centralized quarantine facilities for COVID-19 patients who are asymptomatic or present mild symptoms. In mid-March, President Xi Jinping called to limit the economic and social fallout of virus elimination. Shanghai's lockdown indicates that China is not in a hurry to abandon the policy, even as the rest of the world moves to treating it as endemic. The policy is hanging over the outlook for the global economy and the financial markets, presenting more unknowns of the war in Ukraine and the surging inflation. Both health and political analysts believe China won't abandon zero-COVID policy soon. According to Chen Zhenming, an epidemiology professor at the University of Oxford, conditions are not yet right for China to reopen because of low vaccination rates among the elderly and a healthcare system that's inadequate. Chen predicts further tweaking of the approach but no major changes, with the overall goal remaining the same for a long time. A study by Peking University showed in November that if China were to reopen in a similar manner to the US, it would face a colossal outbreak on a scale beyond anything any other country has yet seen. Chen also believes that the government is in some way trying to procrastinate, betting on the virus becoming milder in the next few months. That's when reopening will be less costly. Huang Yanzhong is a senior fellow for global health at the Council on Foreign Relations. He believes no change is likely at least until after the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party later this year, where Xi is expected to secure a record third term as China's top leader. The review of zero COVID is no longer a public health decision, but a political one, and the leaders would want to be sure reversing course is politically safe, Huang said. Still, Xi's recent adjustment could be the result of a real power struggle between Beijing and the local governments, which have had to spend more on instituting curbs at a time when they are getting less from the central government and the land sales amid a property downturn. It is indicative that the central government has realized it's impossible to eliminate the virus and must address complaints about excessive COVID curbs, especially from the country's big cities. And no city is bigger than Shanghai in China. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly.